Happy Halloween. Yeah. Today is the day when children from all over the world gather together and they ascend upon people's houses and apartments, begging for candy and forgiveness. It's Halloween. It's the assault of the young children upon society. Sure, today they'll be begging for candy. Tomorrow, your worldly possessions, your jewels, your furniture. It's the beginning of a crime spree. Donald Trump has called these children rapists and murderers. Oh, those are the Mexicans. Sorry, I got confused. I know their plan. They come upon my front walk and approach my front door, hiding behind costumes so I can't recognize them as they commit their crimes of passion upon my house, ringing the doorbell like they're trying to sell me a vacuum cleaner or encyclopedias or Girl Scout cookies. But no, they want something that I have, something sweet and enduring, my candy, my hard-earned candy. I spent all year saving up enough money to buy candy, and here these children come to my house demanding my candy. Well, it won't happen this year. Not you, not her, not him. Whatever costume you may wear, it's not adorable. It's disgusting. Get off my lawn. Awful. Awful. This shall not be. Not on my watch. I put up police tape and no trespassing signs on the front of my lawn so that the children will not embark upon my house. But they think it's some Halloween decoration, and they laugh, and they find it humorous. It's not a Halloween decoration. I'm serious. You come upon my property, that's trespassing, punishable by law, up to a $5,000 fine and 6 years in jail. Go on, children, try me. You think you're going to get candy out of me? I am not contributing to the destruction of your teeth and your enamel. I'll be handing out vegetables like carrots and turnips until you understand my house is not your kind of place. You and your cute little costumes, I know what's lurking behind those masks of destruction. I get your game. I understand your plight, and you won't get away with it. Not with me. Walking the streets like a prostitute, with your plastic pumpkins and your little flashlights. I see right through you. There is retribution, because at the end of the night you will take your candy and you will hide under the blankets in your bed and you will devour up to 20 pounds of chocolate and sugars and hard candies, and you will writhe in pain from stomach aches and sugar overdose. You will not have a good night, and that's your retribution. You shall pay for your crime. Happy Halloween, kids.
On the air everywhere, this is New England Broadcasting.
Welcome to the Ron Van Dam Show. Hold on tight. Things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Happy Halloween, huh?
Whatever.
Good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, whatever your liquid libation may be in the morning, and join us as we take a look at the world around us. As much as it's a pleasure to be with you, the pleasure is actually all yours. And now, here's your host, Ron Van Dam.
Thank you very much, Julie. Welcome to the program. Happy Halloween to you and to your children. If you're trick-or-treating and you're over 47 years old, not appropriate. Even under 47, not appropriate. Even if you're 12 years old, way too old, not appropriate. When you're 6 or 7, not even then. Let's just cancel this whole thing, wait till Thanksgiving, have a little turkey, a little stuffing, and call it a day. What do you say? I'm always intrigued when little children come to my door and they're dressed in costumes that involve blood dripping from their face all over their clothes. And I wonder, what happened to society here when, for fun, we dress up with blood all over us? Tasty, tasty society. You little bastards will learn someday. You'll grow up, you'll have children of your own, and you'll say, this holiday, it's fun, but only for an hour. After that, it's not fun. It's too much work. It's ridiculous. Cut it out. Just stop it. Just do your homework and stop it. It's funny because the parents always confiscate the children's candy when they get home after trick-or-treating. It's kind of child abuse. I mean, these kids work hard all year round to go trick-or-treating. They collect the candy, and then they get home and it's immediately taken away from them because candy's no good for you. These are mixed messages that make no sense. Go out, collect candy. When you get home, I'm taking it away. That's horrible stuff. Don't eat it. Wow. I'm telling you, we should be trick-or-treating with natural foods from Whole Foods. I was kidding about the vegetables, but I'm also serious. I think a good carrot for a child is a good idea. It's just that you'd have to have them manufactured and wrapped, and because you don't want to be taking unwrapped food from strangers. I don't even want to shake their hands, much less take unwrapped food from them. But to be honest with you, there's nothing wrong with a kid going to a house and picking up a bag of lasagna. I'm telling you, it's healthy in a sense, maybe not. But candy, seriously, what kind of thing are we doing? Why don't the kids just go door to door and collect money? I'm serious. Drop the candy thing. Drop the food, the consumption thing. Go to the door and say, hi, my name is Richard from down the street. Can I have $1? Well, of course, Richard. Thanks for coming by. Here's $1. That's for your college education. Do you understand? Yes, sir. And when you get home, you have like $100 and your parents confiscate it and put it toward your college tuition. I don't see what the problem is with that. I'm spending tons of money on the candy anyway. Are they still making candy corn? Because it's tasty, but at the same time, it's ridiculous. Candy corn is the stupidest idea ever. Let's make solid candy that's nothing but sugar. Use some food dye, put it in the shape of a triangular piece of corn, And the kids will love it, and they do. I don't get it. The best candy, of course, is chocolate. That has some redeeming nutrition. Not much, but some. More so than candy corn, my God. I don't mind Halloween. It's just like I'm sitting down on my couch in my house, and the doorbell rings, and I go, oh, this is cute. I get up, I open the door, there's a kid drenched in blood or something like that, and I don't know if they've actually been stabbed or whether it's a costume. Ask me if I care. And they say trick or treat, and I figure, okay, you haven't been stabbed, you're just like a costume. And I give them a piece of candy, and they walk away, and I'm obliged to say, oh, that's a cute costume. Whether it is or not, you're obliged to say it because they're children. They're so impressionable. When they open a door, you can't say to them, what the fuck is this? You can't do that. You're not allowed. It's nasty. And then I sit down on the couch again. I continue to watch television or do whatever I'm doing. And the doorbell rings again. And I say to myself, hey, God, can't you kids coordinate? Can't you go out in larger groups or something? Up and down and up and down and up and down for like 2 hours. I mean, gather somewhere and let's do it in like 1 or 2 bunches and call it a day. Otherwise, I'm going to turn my lights out and you won't get anything. But, I was a kid once. I don't recall it, but I believe I was. And I did enjoy trick-or-treating. It was fun. I got to see... What I enjoyed was when the people opened the door to their house, I could see what their houses look like inside, because you never get to see somebody's house inside. But when you're trick-or-treating and they open the door, you can kind of peek around the corner and go, ooh, you got a nice place here. What is that, a grandfather clock? I wonder how many kids it would take to get that sucker out of here. No, I always found fascination looking inside people's houses. You got to see how they lived. Sometimes when people would open their house, it would smell. It would smell like curry or something, or some kind of garlic smell. Or you could always tell what they had for dinner by the smell when they opened the door. Some people like just naturally stink. It's like they have cats and there's urine all over the place. It's fascinating to for a split second have a short little window into other people's lives. Yeah. Halloween shouldn't be in the late fall when it's like 40 degrees outside, because you get these really nice costumes and then your mother puts an overcoat over the costume and it's like, what's the point of this? How many fairies are wearing winter coats? Not a lot. I think it takes away from the wing effect of the fairy, certainly to wear a winter coat over your wings. It kind of takes it away. I do have one very scary story for you. Very, very scary. And for that, I call my music back. The scariest of them all. There's one costume that scares me. It's a costume of deceit and lies. Can you imagine a world where evil and manipulation has taken over our free and civilized lives? A threat to all mankind, to a free society, to the humanity of people helping people and caring for each other and being respectful. What utterly horrible, horrible seed could be planted in which this nightmare would become a reality? That's why this year, if one of you damn children show up wearing a Donald Trump costume, no candy from me. No. I will demand on the spot, on the front stoop of my home, for that child to disrobe out of that Trump costume, go home become a cowboy or something. A Donald Trump will never be on my front step. Get that costume off, you rogue child. Evil walks the streets. Do not give it candy. It feeds off of sugar and evil.
You are listening to The Ron Van Dam Show on New England Broadcasting. You know, sometimes people say that I only say bad things about Ron in these bumps, so it's time for me to say something good. Well, he hasn't killed anyone in a long time. You're listening to Ron Van Dam, Reformed Killer, on New England Broadcasting.
That's lovely. Once a week, on a Wednesday usually, we do a Chit Chat segment. Yes, we do. Elesia Carey joins us. She lives in the Big Apple in New York City. I live in the suburbs of Boston. We discuss things from different perspectives, she being a female, myself being a male. We know that for a fact. We discuss things that are deep, that are social, that are interesting to the inquiring mind. And she joins me now. Elesia Carey joins us now. It's time for Chit Chat. We're going to...
I like it. Chit Chat with Ron and Elesia.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Today's topic is kind of interesting. I've been doing some thinking about it, and it's fascinating. We're talking about intuition, apparently. What do you see intuition as being?
Okay, everybody kind of has different word for it. You know, some is gut feeling, some is intuition. I'm a little bit more religious about my intuition. I've got a religious spin. I call mine, in the Bible, it says that God sends a great comforter for us, this voice, this inner spirit that lives within us to guide us and comforts us. So I'm going to call that's what it is for me. There is something inside me that guides me and corrects me, and not corrects me like says I'm doing bad or good, but basically is my inner compass. It's my inner guide that I used to ignore. And now I don't anymore. And I'm telling you this, Ron, I'm not trying to convert anybody at all. But I'm just saying, whatever you want to call it, I listen to my inner voice, and when I listen to it, it actually helps me. When I don't, it doesn't. I find myself, on the opposite side of where I want to go. Okay. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Has your intuition ever led you to a decision that didn't work out?
Yes, initially, but in the long run, here's how I embrace things now.
Okay.
In the long run, it does work out. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Let me give you an example. I'm going to be really clean with you. I was supposed to be living with a guy. We were making the decision to go forward, to live together, before getting married.
Yep.
And this gentleman, there was some stuff that he was saying to me that my inside voice was telling me, this is not it. This is not going to work out.
Okay.
And I was in a desperate situation at that time. And I had actually just lost my apartment. So I was like, I gotta live with him. I was like, what am I going to do? Like, if we don't do this apartment together, where am I going to live?
Right.
So I did live with him. But yes, it turned out to be a bucket of wrong, a big bucket of wrong. I mean, we don't have time for this one today.
I'm sure it was a bucket of wrong. Yes.
But I'm going to tell you this much. I did learn a lesson. So I guess that's the ultimate thing. The lesson that I learned is how you go into things. You don't go into things desperate, regardless. You know what I
Right.
mean? Regardless. So
Well, yes. I mean, sometimes intuition is a battle between the mind and the body, and the body would be the spirit.
okay.
Because
You're right. I agree.
Because some things make a lot of sense, and sometimes you even challenge yourself in saying, "Oh, you're just holding back because you're not adventurous, or you're not trying things." Even though my gut is telling me, "Don't do this. It's not, you're not liking it. You're questioning it. Careful." So it seems to be a battle sometimes, and I guess it's not a question of whether your intuition is right or it's wrong. It's I think more of a situation of you getting to know yourself really, really well.
You're absolutely right. It's a part of it. It's like, they say me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
I feel like it is for me, like I keep using this word compass for some reason. I think it's a compass. And one of the things that I realize about this compass is the more for me, I'm going to be very honest. I use it every day, every second of the day. If my intuition says, go to the left, I go to the left. And sometimes, like I said, the left is not what I initially want it to be sometimes, but it ended up being the best for me. And one of the things to me, how I use it is with people. My intuition with people is never wrong. Like you and I are either best friends or we're not. And I really feel that's also my inner compass. Like you and I had from a long time ago, always had this witty banter. I have no idea where it came from, but believe it or not, I'm not that way with everybody. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, thank God. But I definitely feel, but it gets deeper than this. But the ones that I do bond with, we have like minds, like, you know what I mean? The ones that I do bond with, that intuition, it's like we vibrated the same energy, and the people who I bond with, they're just as quick as me when it comes to mental. They're just they're along my thought process. The ones that I don't, they tend to be exactly opposite of how I guide my life. So it works. You know what I mean? And if you understand that.
No, I do. Because intuition is based on gut knowledge. Knowledge that didn't come from somewhere else. It just kind of is for some reason. So, and that's pure stuff. So I get that. How do you think people can develop an intuition if one is listening to this and saying, I make the wrong decisions all the time. I don't know how to listen to myself. There are ways to kind of tune in, aren't there?
There are. I'm going to suggest one of them, and I've meditated, and everybody has their sorts, but I really feel if you want to choose between like a job or where to live or what have you, you have like a list of possibilities. I would suggest you sit with yourself, be quiet, meaning no radio, no iPhone, no social media, no television, and sit with yourself. That voice, for some versus others, it is smaller. It's smaller, and some it gets bigger. And I've developed my voice now. I could hear it more, but before it was a little lower on the volume. So for me, is as you listen to it more, it gets loud. It's like trust, if you know what I mean. As you build it up, it gets louder to you. But to hear it when you think you don't have it, sit with yourself in a quiet spot and allow yourself, trust me, to hear it, and you'll hear it. It literally will guide you. It might be very small, but you will hear it, and the compass will tell you, this is it. So that's how I would suggest they explore it on the first level.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I also go by intuition. When I have a feeling when something is comfortable, it just kind of smacks me in the face all of a sudden, and I think I verbally even say it to myself, I'm enjoying this. This is right, and
exactly.
I try to find things that match that reaction. Where if I'm just experiencing something, whoa, this feels like really right. So you look for things, and then you start. It's not a question of judging. You just kind of know by intuition that that's falling into that category of that just feels right. That's what I'm used to.
And also you get feelers, like for example, people give you a tell, you know what I mean? For me, it's like I'm I believe in God. He's the head of my life. But I do a tell, meaning people who I kind of jive with. I'm not saying that they're on my level, meaning go to church every Sunday, right. But they have a little bit of something in them that's spiritual, if you want to call it that, or I was looking at something the other day and I was trying to decide what to do, and the person, this gentleman actually looked at my phone, and on my phone there's a Bible quote, and he said to me, "Is that a Bible quote?" And I was like, "Yeah, it is." And he's like, "What does it say?" And I was like, "I know what the quote says. It's on my phone." So I said it to him, and he's like, "Oh, interesting." He goes, "Yeah, that's." He wasn't a Christian, but he was like, "Yeah, that's kind of interesting. That's kind of neat." I'm like, "Yeah, it's for me to kind of remind me on a day to day." And I decided to go with that vendor. And the reason is literally that tell. It wasn't because this man, like I said, goes to church, but because he noticed something about me and called me out on it. And I was like, you know what? I like that. And I went that direction. And that's my compass. I went that direction because I got to tell, like you said, you got a little bit of a flag just kind of with.
Yeah.
This is the guy. This is the vendor you should work with.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
It's interesting too, because a lot of that comes with age. And it's not just experience, the fact that you've been through other things before and you've just naturally known which things worked and which things didn't. Because you can have experience when you're 13 years old as well, I truly believe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's a learning process of, I think the most important thing in one's life is to sit down and say to themselves, I know exactly who I am, and I'm proud of it. That's achievement as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't matter where you're working or what kind of job level you have. When you know yourself and you're comfortable and you're good, you did it. And that's what intuition is. It all falls into those if it falls into that slot, then you're good.
And absolutely, and two things on that, just so you know, my daily mantra is I'm a winner, and I'm a winner, and I can do all things through God. But I say every day I'm a winner, and especially when I have little moments of insecurity, like we all do, I just keep repeating it. I'm a winner, like you said, and I only surround myself with like-minded people, and this is from experience, because sometimes winners are surrounded by not winners, and they're kind of like bloodsuckers, if you will. They're basically they're literally like what's that word I'm looking for? Barnacles that stick to you on a boat. And I find that these are the people that try to tell you you're not a winner. They try to either ride on the boat with you or kind of divert you from your mission. So I would my word for everybody today is surround yourself with like-minded people. And if you have anybody in your life, anybody, including family members, who tell you that you are not, or do not speak positively in your life, that's your intuition to cut them loose. And then my tip too is, you mentioned kids, and the thing about kids that I love is their intuition is at even more higher level than adults,
because they're pure.
So they're so pure, because we've been beaten up and battered and all that stuff. That's why we literally have to relearn intuition, but kids have it. So when they don't like an adult, you know what I mean, for whatever reasons, and you ever see kids don't like certain things or people, their intuition is truly pure. That's inside them, and they listen to it and they react to it. And sometimes adults think, oh no, she's fine. But no, kids have a very highly developed form of it. When it comes to other animals, when it comes to people, kids can see and learn things or know things that adults have blocked themselves to over the course of the years.
They can also drive you crazy, but that's something else.
Oh, that's another chapter.
That's a whole nother thing. Right. Yeah, I don't think I'm quite as religious as you, but I think I'm equally as spiritual, and I think if people understand that, then they pretty much get it. So intuition, it can be honed and it can be exercised, and good conversation today.
A great conversation, and and I, like I said it to you at the start of it, like I really feel that you might not religious, that's like I cut that cake so many ways because I believe in all religions, by the way, all religions, but I do want to say spiritually, that's something that I really hone to, and I go back to saying that with you, I felt I know you and I, when we meet one day, it will be like, I think we'll talk for like hours and hours, because there is something in you too that you're probably like me, very generous, very helpful, and you've been very generous to me in terms of your time. So I feel that that's my core too. I'm generous, I'm giving, but I no longer, and this is just because of experience, suffer fools, which I'm sure you don't either. So
quite not. Yes, very much not. Very much not. Hey, this has been Chit Chat with Elesia Carey, and who knows what we're going to tackle next week. You got to check it out to find out. Thanks, Elesia. Always fun.
All right, thanks, Ron.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There you go. Interesting stuff, huh? I thought so. Every once in a while, I love a conversation that goes beneath the levels of normality. When you get into your soul, it makes you think. It makes you consider being a different person, a better person for yourself. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It really is. Well, be careful driving tonight. Watch out for the little children. They tend to wear black a lot, and the little flashlights, they can run out of batteries. So drive very slowly if you have to go out. And I hope tomorrow emerges as a better day. Until then, I wish you peace.